Okay. In continuation of the previous class, the properties of the inverse trigonometric functions is coming to the property 5th one. If x greater than 0 and y greater than 0, then tan inverse of x plus tan inverse of y equal to tan inverse of x plus y by 1 minus xy, provided xy is less than 1. That means both x and y are positive reals. Tan inverse x plus tan inverse y is equal to tan inverse of x plus y by 1 minus xy if xy less than 1. Similarly, x and y are negative. X and y are negative also. The formula is same, tan inverse of x plus y by 1 minus xy if xy is less than 1. That means either positive reals xy are positive reals or xy are negative reals. Tan inverse x plus tan inverse y is tan inverse of x plus y by 1 minus xy, provided xy is less than 1. In case of x, y are positive reals and xy is more than 1, then tan inverse x plus tan inverse y becomes pi plus tan inverse of x plus y by 1 minus xy. Whereas in case of x negative and y negative, tan inverse x plus tan inverse y is minus pi plus tan inverse of x plus y by 1 minus xy, provided xy is greater than 1. So, here once xy is greater than 1, for positive reals of real values of x and y, we get pi plus tan inverse of x plus y by 1 minus xy. Whereas in case of negative real values, it is minus pi plus tan inverse of x plus y by 1 minus xy. If xy equal to 1, then denominator becomes 0 here, 1 minus 1 becomes 0. Once it is 0, we get tan inverse infinity, hence we get pi by 2 here. Whereas in case of negative reals, it is minus pi by 2. So, this is a very important formula in dealing the problems of inverse trigonometric functions. Particularly, these two cases are very important. Most of the problems are set on these two cases. Once you replace y with minus y, once we replace y with minus y, we get this formula tan inverse x minus tan inverse y becomes tan inverse of x minus y by 1 plus xy, provided xy is less than 1. xy is greater than 1 here, because x is positive and y is negative. So, xy is negative. So, xy is less than minus 1 here. Xy is less than minus 1. Xy is greater than minus 1. Okay. In case of x greater than 0, y less than 0 and xy is less than 1, it is pi plus tan inverse of x minus y by 1 plus xy. Whereas x negative and y positive, xy is less than minus 1, we get minus pi plus tan inverse of x minus y by 1 plus xy. So, once you replace y with minus y, we get the result tan inverse x minus tan inverse y is tan inverse of x minus y by 1 plus x. Coming to property 5, property 6, tan inverse sin inverse x plus sin inverse y. Sin inverse x plus sin inverse y is sin inverse of x into root 1 minus y square plus y into root 1 minus x square, which is obtained simply by sin, the formula sin of a plus b is sin a cos b plus cos a sin b. It is an immediate consequence of sin of a plus b formula, sin a cos b plus cos a sin b itself. So, sin inverse x plus sin inverse y is sin inverse of x into root 1 minus y square plus y into root 1 minus x square. Whenever x y lies between minus 1 and x square plus y square is less than or equal to 1. Whereas x y lies between 0 and 1 and x square plus y square is more than 1, then sin inverse x plus sin inverse y becomes pi minus sin inverse of x root 1 minus y square plus y into root 1 minus x square. In case of xy is negative, that means lies between minus 1 and 0 and x square plus y square is more than 1, then we get minus pi minus sin inverse of x root 1 minus y square plus y into root 1 minus x square. So these two are very important properties of inverse trigonometric functions. Cos inverse x plus cos inverse y equal to cos of xy minus square root of 1 minus x square into root 1 minus y square. This is the immediate consequence of cos of a plus b expansion. Cos of a plus b expansion is cos a cos b minus sin a sin. Based on this result, you can get it. Cos inverse x plus cos inverse y is cos of xy minus square root of root 1 minus x square root 1 minus y square. If xy lies between minus 1 and x plus y is greater than or equal to 0. Once xy lies between minus 1 and x plus y negative less than 0, in such case this value e becomes 2 pi minus of cos inverse of xy minus root 1 minus x square root 1 minus y square. These are the important properties of inverse trigonometric function. And coming to other property, the seventh property, that means conversion of one inverse trigonometric function to the other trigonometric function. So that is sin inverse of x in terms of cos inverse is, that is cos inverse of root 1 minus x square. In terms of tan inverse is, it is tan inverse of x by root 1 minus x square. In terms of cot inverse, it is cot inverse of root 1 minus x square by x. Like that. In terms of secant inverse, it is 1 by root over 1 minus x square. In terms of cosec inverse x, it is 1 by x. Sin inverse x in terms of cos inverse, tan inverse, cot inverse and secant inverse, cosec inverse. These are all obtained by taking triangle rule. So once taking sin inverse x as theta and consider this angle as theta, x becomes sin theta. That means sin theta is x by 1. Sin theta is opposite side by hypotenuse. Hence this is x and this is y. So that this is root over 1 minus x square. This side becomes root over, adjacent side is root over 1 minus x square. So based on this triangle rule, cos theta, here cos theta is adjacent side by hypotenuse. Hence cos inverse of root 1 minus x square. And tan theta is opposite side by adjacent side, x by root over 1 minus x square. Like that you can evaluate these relations. That means one inverse trigonometric function can be converted to the other trigonometric functions whenever they exist. That means within their respective domains. So one inverse trigonometric function can be converted to the other trigonometric functions. Happened. Now coming to the problems related to the properties of the inverse trigonometric functions. Evaluate sin inverse of sin 2 pi by 3. The first one. Sin inverse of sin 2 pi by 3. Here 2 pi by 3. Here 2 pi by 3 does not lies within the principal branch values of sine. 2 pi by 3 does not lies between minus pi by 2 closed interval minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Now bring that 2 pi by 3 within this domain minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Then only it is we can apply sin inverse of sin theta as theta. So that to bring 2 pi by 3 to this interval, write 2 pi by 3 as modify otherwise sin 2 pi by 3 as sin of pi minus pi by. This is of the form sin pi minus theta, which is sin theta once again. So sin inverse of sin pi by 3 itself. Since sin of pi minus theta equal to sin theta itself, because in second quadrant sin is positive, hence we get sin theta itself. So sin inverse of sin pi by 3. Now this pi by 3 certainly lies between minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Hence sin inverse of sin theta formula can be applicable. So sin inverse of sin theta is theta, hence it is theta. Since sin inverse of sin theta equal to theta, where theta lies between minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 only. Hence the required value of sin inverse of sin 2 pi by 3 is pi by 3. Next, coming to second one. Cos inverse of cos 7 pi by 6. Here is also 7 pi by 6 does not lies in the closed interval 0 to pi. Here is also 7 pi by 6 more than pi. This is more than pi. Hence it does not lies within the interval 0 to pi. Hence cos inverse of cos 7 pi by 6 is modified as cos inverse of cos pi plus pi by 6. 7 pi by 6 may be written as pi plus pi by 6. So that is cos inverse of minus cos pi by 6, because it is in third quadrant. In third quadrant cos is negative, hence cos of pi plus theta gives us minus cos theta. So cos inverse of minus cos pi by 6. That is cos inverse of minus x form. Cos inverse of minus x is pi minus cos inverse x. So cos inverse of cos pi by 6. Since cos inverse of minus x equal to pi minus cos inverse x itself, whenever x lies between 0 and pi. So pi minus cos inverse of minus x form. Cos inverse of minus x is pi minus cos inverse cos pi by 6, which is pi minus. This is clearly pi by 6, because cos inverse of cos theta, whenever theta lies between 0 and pi, it is theta itself. So hence pi minus pi by 6, which gives us 5 pi by 6. Therefore cos inverse of cos 7 pi by 6 is 5 pi by 6. Similarly, the third one, tan inverse of tan 3 pi by 4. Tan inverse of tan theta is theta whenever tan inverse of tan theta is theta when theta lies between minus pi by 2 and pi by 2. But here 3 pi by 4 does not lies in that interval. Here 3 pi by 4 does not lies in the interval minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Hence modify tan 3 pi by 4 as tan inverse of tan pi minus pi by 4. 3 pi by 4 may be written as pi minus pi by 4. Tan of pi minus pi by 4 is minus tan pi by 4, because in second quadrant tan is negative. Tan of pi minus theta. Tan of pi minus theta is minus tan theta. Since this is tan of pi minus theta form, that is minus tan theta. But this is of the form tan inverse of minus x. Tan inverse of minus x is minus tan inverse x. So by the known formula, tan inverse of minus x equal to minus tan inverse x, where x is defined in its required domain. So tan inverse of minus tan pi by 4 is minus tan inverse of tan pi by 4. So this is tan inverse of tan theta, where theta lies within the interval minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Hence pi by 4 lies between minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Hence it gives us minus pi by 4. This is the value of tan inverse of tan 3 pi by 4. So check whether the given theta value in such cases, check whether the given theta value lies within the principal branch values or not. Once they does not lies in that interval, by suitable transformation, trigonometric transformation, we bring it to the required domain and apply the required formulas, the corresponding formulas. That is the procedure naturally we evaluated in case of these problems, such problems. Now coming to next problem. Coming to next one, fourth one. We have to evaluate sine of cos inverse of 3 by 5. Sine of cos inverse of 3 by 5. We know that sine of sine inverse x is x itself, when x lies between minus 1 and 2. This is our formula. Sine of sine inverse x equal to x. Now reduce the given function sine of cos inverse of 3 by 5 to this form. So to reduce this one to this form, sine of sine inverse x form, you have to change cos inverse of 3 by 5 to the sine inverse. So you have to write cos inverse of 3 by 5 in terms of sine inverse. To write cos inverse in terms of sine inverse, let us consider cos inverse of 3 by 5 is some x, which implies cos x equal to 3 by 5. So construct a triangle corresponding to this x. Cos x equal to 3 by 5 means adjacent side by hypotenuse. Adjacent side is 3 and hypotenuse is 5. Hence opposite side is 4. So from the triangle, once cos x equal to 3 by 5, sin x becomes 4 by 5, opposite side by hypotenuse, which clearly lies between minus 1 and 1. So therefore, the given value sine of cos inverse of 3 by 5 may be written as sine of sine inverse of 4 by 5. Because once cos inverse of 3 by 5 equal to x, then sine inverse of 4 by 5 is also x. Hence sine of cos inverse 3 by 5 may be written as sine of sine inverse 4 by 5, which is nothing but 4 by 5 itself, because sine inverse of sine x equal to x. So change this cos inverse x to the sine inverse by suitable trigonometric relations and find cos inverse in terms of sine inverse and apply this formula sine of sine inverse x to evaluate such problems. Similarly, fifth one. Fifth one is evaluate sine of cot inverse x. Sine of cot inverse x. Here is also I will change cot inverse x in terms of sine inverse, because here the function is sine. F circle F inverse of x only x. So hence change this cot inverse x into sin inverse. So to change the cot inverse x into sin inverse x, let cot inverse x equal to theta. That gives us cot theta equal to x. So by triangle rule, once taking this one as theta, cot theta is here x by 1. Cot theta means adjacent side by opposite side. So here the adjacent side becomes x and the opposite side becomes 1. Hence the hypotenuse is root over 1 plus x square. So once cot theta equal to x, then sin theta from the triangle, opposite side by hypotenuse, that is 1 by root over 1 plus x square. So that theta equal to sin inverse of 1 by root over 1 plus x. So therefore sin of cot inverse x equal to sin of cot inverse x in terms of sin inverse is sin inverse of 1 by root 1 plus x. This is of the form sin of sin inverse x is x. So 1 by root over 1 plus x is the required value of sin of cot inverse x. This is sin of cot inverse x. Similarly, coming to the next problem. Coming to the next problem, we have to evaluate the value of tan of 2 tan inverse of 1 by 5. Tan of 2 tan inverse of 1 by 5. Reduce this into the form tan of tan inverse of some x. So to reduce this 2 tan inverse of 1 by 2 completely in terms of tan inverse, let tan inverse of 1 by 5 is some a. So tan a becomes 1 by 5. Now the required value is equal to tan 2 into a. Required value is tan 2 into a. Tan 2a by trigonometric formula, tan 2a is 2 tan a by 1 minus tan square a. 2 tan a by 1 plus tan square a. So 2 tan a, 2 into 1 by 5 by 1 minus tan square a, 1 by 5 whole square. Now on simplification, we get 2 by 5 by 1 by 25 means 24 by 25, which is 2 by 5 into 25 by 24. That gives us 5 by 12. So the required value of tan of 2 tan inverse 1 by 5 is 5 by 12 itself, 5 by 12. So in such way you can evaluate the values of inverse trigonometric functions. Now the problem is, if sin inverse x plus sin inverse y equal to a, then you have to find cos inverse x plus cos inverse y. That is the first one. Now coming to the first problem, given sin inverse x plus sin inverse y is a. This is the given relation, sin inverse x plus sin inverse y equal to a. Now you can write sin inverse x as pi by 2 minus cos inverse x plus sin inverse y is pi by 2 minus cos inverse y. Since sin inverse some alpha plus cos inverse alpha is pi by 2. whenever alpha lies between minus 1 and 1, of course. So whenever they exist only, we have to prove the required problems. Whenever the inverse trigonometric functions exist in such domains also, our discussion is confined. So sin inverse x plus sin inverse y is A. Then this sin inverse x may be written as pi by 2 minus cos inverse x, because sin inverse x plus cos inverse x is pi by 2. Similarly, sin inverse y plus cos inverse y is pi by 2. Hence, sin inverse y may be written as pi by 2 minus cos inverse y. Therefore, pi by 2 plus pi by 2 gives us phi minus of cos inverse x plus cos inverse y. Takes the value A itself. From this relation, interchanging these two terms, we get cos inverse x plus cos inverse y as phi minus A. So once sin inverse x plus sin inverse y equal to A, then cos inverse x plus cos inverse y is always equal to pi minus A whenever x, both x and y lies between minus 1 and 1. That is the one important relation between sin inverse and cos inverse. Next, coming to the second problem. Find x if 4 sin inverse x plus cos inverse x is pi. Here given 4 sin inverse x plus cos inverse x is pi. 4 sin inverse x plus cos inverse x is pi. Now that may be written as 3 sin inverse x plus sin inverse x plus cos inverse x equal to pi. Out of 4 terms, I am taking 3 here and 1 more here. 1 sin inverse x is added to cos inverse x. So that the given relation may be written as 3 sin inverse x plus sin inverse x plus cos inverse x is pi. But sin inverse x plus cos inverse x is pi by 2 once x lies between minus 1 and 1. These are all discussed where the inverse trigonometric function exists only. Hence, sin inverse x plus cos inverse x is pi by 2. That is 3 sin inverse x plus pi by 2 equal to pi. Hence, 3 sin inverse x is pi minus pi by 2. Pi minus pi by 2 gives us pi by 2 itself. So, 3 sin inverse x becomes pi by 2. Therefore, sin inverse x becomes pi by 6. So, x takes the value sin pi by 6. Sin pi by 6 is sin 30, that is 1 by 2. Here x takes the value 1 by 2 itself. That is x whenever 4 sin inverse x plus cos inverse x is pi. Now, coming to third problem. Coming to third one. Solve tan inverse of root over x square plus x plus sin inverse of root over x square plus x plus 1 is pi by 2. So, given here tan inverse of root over x square plus x plus sin inverse of root over x square plus x plus 1 is pi by 2. Tan inverse exists, tan inverse of root over x square plus x exists whenever root over x square plus x is greater than or equal to 0. That means x square plus x square plus x is greater than or equal to 0. It takes real value whenever x square plus x is greater than or equal to 0. And sin inverse of root over x square plus x plus 1 exists whenever this value lies between minus 1 and 1. So, minus 1 is less than or equal to root over x square plus x plus 1 is less than or equal to 1. So, tan inverse root over x square plus x exists for x square plus x greater than or equal to 0. And sine inverse function exists whenever root over x square plus x plus 1 lies between minus 1 and 1. By the definition of sine inverse and tan inverse, it is clear. So that implies x square plus x greater than or equal to 0, and moreover x square plus x plus 1 lies between 0 and 1. 0 and 1. So that implies x square plus x greater than or equal to, therefore x square plus x plus 1 is always greater than or equal to 1 when x square plus x greater than or equal to 0. Already we know that x square plus x plus 1 is greater than or equal to 1 when x square plus x greater than or equal to 0. Because once x square plus x is greater than or equal to 0, adding both sides 1, we get x square plus x plus 1 is greater than or equal to 1. From these two relations, once x square plus x greater than or equal to 0, we can conclude that x square plus x plus 1 takes the value 1 itself, because from this relation x square plus x plus 1 less than or equal to 1, and once this relation follows, x square plus x plus 1 is always greater than or equal to 1. From these two relations, so we can conclude that x square plus x plus 1 is always equal to 1. Hence x square plus x takes the value 0, which implies x equal to 0 or minus 1. X equal to 0 or minus 1. Taking x equal to minus 1 here, we get 1 minus 1, 0, tan inverse 0, 0. Here x equal to minus 1, we get this is 0 plus 1. So sine inverse of 1, pi by 2, valid. For x equal to 0, this is 0 and this is 1. And x equal to minus 1 also, this is 0 and this is 1, which gives us pi by 2. So for both values of 0 and minus 1, the equation is valid. Hence tan inverse of root x square plus x plus sine inverse of root over x square plus x plus 1 is pi by 2. Then clearly x equal to 0 and x equal to minus 1 are the solutions of that equation. Here we have to observe this one. Sine inverse exists whenever root over x square plus x plus 1 less than or equal to 1. That means x square plus x plus 1 less than or equal to 1. And tan inverse exists whenever x square plus x greater than or equal to 0. Both should be followed here. At the same time, once x square plus x greater than or equal to 0, x square plus x plus 1 is more than 1. From these two relations, it is clear that x square plus x plus 1 becomes 1. This is possible whenever x square plus x is 0 only, hence x equal to 0 and minus 1 be the solutions of the given equation. Coming to next, fourth one. Fourth problem. Solve 5 tan inverse x plus 3 cot inverse x equal to 2 pi. 5 tan inverse x plus 3 cot inverse x equal to 2 pi. Now write 5 tan inverse x as 2 tan inverse x plus 3 tan inverse x. Out of 5 terms, I am taking initially 2 terms and then 3 terms. So 2 tan inverse x plus 3 tan inverse x gives us 5 tan inverse x. Besides that, plus 3 cot inverse x is 2. Now from these 2 terms, taking 3 as common, we get 3 into tan inverse x plus cot inverse x, yes, 2 pi. But we know that tan inverse x plus cot inverse x is pi by 2 in their existing domains. So that therefore 2 tan inverse x plus 3 into this is pi by 2 equal to 2 pi. From this relation, 2 tan inverse x takes the value 2 pi minus 3 pi by 2, which is pi by 2. Hence, tan inverse x is pi by 4. So, x equal to tan pi by 4, which is nothing but 1. So, the solution of the equation is x equal to 1. So, 5 tan inverse x plus 3 cot inverse x equal to 2 pi. Once you solve that one, we get x equal to 1. That is the solution of this equation.